It's sunnier than most days.
Hello zusammen, welcome back to another video. I hope that you guys are all doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. And yeah, today we have a bit of a controversial video. I can just hear the hate comments. I can hear the aggressive typing. I can just imagine the people who are going to be upset with me, people that are going to be agreeing with me, and it's probably going to get a little bit messy, but we got to keep it real, you guys. I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things that really annoy me / I borderline hate about Berlin. Now, this is a very difficult video for me to make, to be honest, because I am such an advocate for the city of Berlin. I absolutely love living here. I love all of the opportunities I've had while living here, but I always like to keep things real with you guys and not sugarcoat things and make it seem like this is a paradise, and as soon as you come here, all your problems are going to disappear and everything is great and you're going to have an amazing life. It's not like that at all, but I'm going to be talking about some of the things on the day-to-day that annoy me about actually living here. And I don't like to be negative for most of, my days. I don't like negativity. I think it's just bad energy, bad vibes. But we got to keep it real. So let's talk about the things that annoy me about Berlin. So I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, which is Yola app. They are an awesome app that allows you to make cheap international phone calls to any mobile phone or landline. I know firsthand, of course, how important it is to stay connected with family and friends back home. When you've been living abroad and living your life, doing your thing, it's so important to make connections with the people that love you and care for you and that you care for. And Yola calls can definitely help you out with that because they do offer cheap rates that allow you to make these international calls. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link down below so that you can check out their app and download it. And I also have a special discount code, which is the code Diana Very. I will leave it right over here. I think it's quite easy to remember, but if you do want to take advantage of this app that's going to allow you to stay connected with family and friends, definitely make sure to use the code as well. And a really cool thing about Yola app is not only, of course, can you make calls to landlines and mobile phones, but when you do make these phone calls, your actual number shows up. So, your family is not wondering what's this random international number or unknown number. Your actual phone number is going to show up, so they won't hesitate to pick up your phone call. So again, I will go ahead and leave the link down below and the bonus code for you so you can check them out. And thank you so much, Yola app, for working with me on this video. I really appreciate it. It's because of partners like this that I can make videos for you guys. So definitely make sure to check them out. Links again will be down below. Now let's go ahead and jump back into the video. Number one, I think a lot of you will agree with me if you have visited Berlin, if you live here. Berlin, unfortunately, is a very dirty city. It's really sad because it's a beautiful city, in my opinion. There's a lot of green space. There's a lot of cool buildings, a lot of cool art. But unfortunately, people here just don't take care of the city that well. There's always garbage on the floor. There's always weird smells, not everywhere, some areas more than others. But yeah, it's just not that pleasant sometimes. I can't tell you the amount of times I've gone out and accidentally stepped in dog poo, dog shit. And that is so annoying. You just hear the plump, and it's so gross because people here just don't pick up after their dogs. I've talked about this before. It's definitely something that annoyed me when I first moved here. But now that I have my own dog, I always pick up, and I just cannot fathom why people are so lazy and don't pick up their dog poo. And that's just one example. There's also broken bottles in a lot of places. Which not only is it dangerous if you do have a dog, but even just for yourself, it's dangerous to walk around and there's just broken bottles everywhere. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Berlin and Berlin culture, but people here just don't take care of the city that well. And to be honest, I feel like the city doesn't take care of the city that well. A lot of the garbage cans are always full, and just like the public garbage cans, they're always full and not well taken care of. And I don't know if the city's just like given up because people here are just so reckless that way. But it is unfortunate because I feel like a lot of the beauty of the city gets lost in its dirtiness. Yeah, so that is annoying. No one likes to step in dog poo. And I'm sure we can all agree that it is probably one of the dirtiest cities in Germany, unfortunately. The second thing sort of goes along with the first one, but it is the tagging. So I've said that I love the graffiti in the city. There are some beautiful pieces of artwork, some beautiful murals, whatever. You guys know I'm dyslexic, right? Like sometimes words don't come out very well. There's beautiful graffiti in some places. I think it's really cool to be able to see people's creativity and art styles in the city. It just gives a really cool look to the city as well. So there are a lot of beautiful pieces of graffiti in the city, but there's also a lot of mindless tagging all of the time. For instance, my building that I live in constantly gets tagged, and it gets removed, then someone else tags it the next day, and it's just like a cycle. I feel like every time I walk out of my building, there's just tagging on the walls, and it's super annoying. And did you guys know that the city of Berlin spends 30 million euros cleaning up graffiti every single year? That is a big number that could probably go towards something else, some other public service, but no, it gets spent on cleaning up graffiti. And at this point, I'm wondering if it's even worth it, because it just seems like as soon as something gets cleaned up, it gets tagged the next day. I swear if the city was cleaner and had less tagging, it would be chef's kiss, like top of the list for everybody. But I think a lot of people, when they come here and visit, they just get a little bit, disappointed, because those two things just really, you can't ignore it. It's just right in your face. The third thing that annoys me about Berlin, and I really hate to throw anybody under the bus or any people under the bus. Again, I hate negativity. I think when you speak negatively, it just returns more negativity into your life, but these are just commentaries. I feel like I have to do it for you guys, especially if you want to come here. You need to know about this just so that you can prepare. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people here have a very fixed mindset. And this is something really that has started to annoy me more in the last 2 years. When I came to Germany, I came to Berlin, I really loved, everyone's free-spirited and carefree attitude. But over time, it gets a little bit old, in the sense that you notice that a lot of these people who are super free-spirited and have this carefree attitude have a very fixed mindset when it comes to progressing and advancing, let's say, in their careers, or having the city advance, just even making the city look nicer, or having, more businesses open up in the city. I feel like a lot of people are very stuck in their ways, and they want to prevent Berlin from growing. I know that obviously there's issues when it comes to things like gentrification, and a lot of people here have issues with capitalism. Berlin is known to constantly have protests about this, but it does get quite annoying when you speak to some people who all they do is complain about things, and all they do is complain about the way that things are changing, and they just constantly want to complain about their life and be the victim in situations, rather than taking action in their life and maybe figuring out how they can make situations better for themselves. I think a lot of people here just naturally like to complain about things and not take any action. And some people can be very lazy here too, and very just not open to progress and not open to new ideas. And I think a lot of this stems from Berlin originally being an artist city, and it was one of the cheaper cities, not even that long ago. I would say maybe 8 to 6 years ago, it was one of the cheaper cities in Europe. So naturally, a lot of artists moved here, and people have seen the city evolve, but they really don't like it. But I think just with globalization and with what the city has to offer, it has to progress. But yeah, it can sometimes be very annoying to speak to people here because they're too stuck in their ways. And as someone who likes progress, who likes to push themselves, who likes to advance, in all aspects of my life, it can be quite frustrated to speak to people who just want to stay the same forever and not change at all. I don't know if I explained that well, but I kind of feel like you have to be here to experience it. I haven't really experienced this in any other cities before. So yeah, there's good and bad there, because obviously there's so many cool things that the city offers, so many unique people that you can meet, a lot of creative people that I love, and I'm not trying to talk shit about anybody really, but there's just a few people there that just try to ruin the party for everyone, and personally it's just not my cup of tea. The other thing that annoys me about Germany is the terrible customer service and just the attitude that some people have. Some people here walk around like they are the last Coca-Cola in the desert. Is that an English saying? I know it's a Spanish saying, but yeah, if they act like they're the shit, really. Like they act like they're the most amazing people, like don't even look at them, don't even speak to them, and that is just really, really annoying sometimes. You smile at people sometimes walking down the street, sometimes I do, and they just give you like the dirtiest look. Sometimes I'll go into stores and ask for help and people give attitude. And I wouldn't say that this is everyone, obviously, but I would say that the large majority of people, especially people who work at stores or at restaurants, they just have a really, really bad attitude. And I think, a lot of people experience this as well, just when they come to visit too. They just notice how bad the customer service is. I've had many, many encounters here with rude delivery people who just like literally throw packages at me, like as if it's a football. Like I've had to catch a package like this. People who give me attitude, roll their eyes at me at stores if I ask them for help. People in customer service who talk down to me. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a personal thing, but I don't think so, because I think it's a very common Berlin thing where some people just have a lot of attitude. And even when I'm out and I try to speak German to people at a store, I get a lot of attitude too, and people immediately switch back to English, but not in a nice way, like they want to make it, a pleasant experience for me, but much more they're annoyed and they want me to like speed up the conversation and get it over with. So it's actually quite difficult to practice German here in Berlin, because everyone just speaks English as soon as they hear your accent or hear that you messed up the way you pronounce something. Yeah, that's a bit of a struggle. But yeah, I wish the attitude and the bad customer service wasn't such a big thing, but I know it's a very, very common complaint amongst foreigners and expats, because they're just not used to receiving the same type of treatment at home, and it can be a bit of a shock when you move here. But yeah, you guys, those are the 4 things that annoy me about Berlin. Now, because I want to end things off at a positive note, I want to say that I do love living in Berlin, and a lot of awesome things have happened to me while living in Berlin. I love, the area I live in, my apartment, my friends that I've made here, just the experience overall. I still love the German culture, and I know that sometimes there's just a few people that ruin the experience for everyone. So I know that this is not a general thing for all Germans or all Berliners even, but I did want to talk about some of the things that have been annoying to me and that even I know a lot of foreigners get annoyed by as well, because again, I think it's important to talk about the realities of living in a new city and what you can expect. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video despite it being a bit more negative. But if you are new to the channel, I really hope that you guys stick around. I post new videos every single week, so feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And if you have any other video requests, please let me know in the comments below. What do you want to see? Or feel free to send me a DM on Instagram as well. And I would love to hear your feedback and request, but that's going to be all for today, you guys. I hope that you have an awesome one. I hope that you're having a good day so far, and I will talk to you all in my next one. Tschüss!
And maybe you should stay instead of turning